Hi, my name is Sabrina Johnson. I am transgender. I am 45 years old, and I'm often asked how I do my makeup, so this is my very first YouTube video. So please be patient with me, and I'll walk you through it. Okay, so what I usually start with, just basic cleansing. I use a glycerin vitamin E soap from the health food store, Dr. Bronner's actually. That's what I wash my face with. And then I use Cetaphil moisturizer. And then around my eye area, I have Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. I use the hydrating one. It comes in a little blue container like this. As you can see, I am almost ready to get another one. And this is a godsend for those of us that are a little bit older and get a little creepy around the eyes. So I start with that, prepare my whole eye area, all the way up to the brow and all the way down to the orbital groove. And actually when it's still a little damp, I brush it into my brow so that when it dries, it helps actually keep my brows in place. And so what I'm going to start with today, I'm going to do my eyeshadow. And I'm using Kat Von D's palette, which I love. And this is it. This is the one, and it's called Spellbinding Eyeshadow Book. So I like to start with a nice neutral for the lid. I'm going to do kind of like a subtle soft cut crease with a little hint of smoke, shall we say. So here we go. What I like to start with is a very simple brush like this. You can see it's very flat, kind of like that. And then I am going to go for one of the neutrals. She has several neutrals on the palette here, I should say. Some of them have a shimmer, some don't. Some are more oystery, some are a little bit more neutral. I'm going to go with this one here. It's a little bit more oystery, just a little bit of a beigey kind of pearl tone almost. And what I like to do is I just put it on the one side of the brush. Just barely tap it in. You don't need to use a lot, especially with the eyeshadow primer. It really prepares your lid to kind of absorb the shadow and makes it stick and makes it not kind of like float around. And I am telling you, by the end of the day, it is still where you put it in the morning. So as you can see, I've only applied it to one side of the brush. So I gently kind of dab it in there. And I don't stroke across the lid. I just kind of pat it on. You can see kind of like that. And then once I get it patted on, so this helps kind of really get it onto your skin, makes it stick to the primer. Then I can go in and I can kind of sculpt out the lid line. And we go here in the corners. Okay, so you can see I have this lovely kind of crescent shape here. Very simple, very easy. Again, loaded the brush, pat on, I go around the crease line, and then we go above the lid. Very easy. And then I'm using the tip of the brush kind of to establish that little crease right at the top of your lid. So think of it kind of like a half moon shape. There you go. And that's my foundation, you can see. Okay, so we are going to put that over there. And then what I like to use, and this is totally subjective, you know, whatever you find works best for you, but this has been a godsend for me. And this is what I use to do the corner of my lid, to do my kind of like my crease and establish that, and up into the brow bone to give that illusion of a little bit of depth. Because let's face it, when we kind of like special girls or TG girls, we need a little help with a little bit of smoke and mirrors, okay? So we have to help try and decrease that strong brow bone that we have as special TG girls. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with one of my favorite colors. It's kind of like this delicious sparkly maroon here. It's a little bit deep for daytime, but I think this will be good for camera, and I promise I will get a better camera for next time. So I like to actually almost, you can see I'm stippling it into the tip of the brush. So then what I like to do is go back through and I stipple it right on the top here, and I create this kind of round shape. And I stipple down. And then I go into this crease here. So we stipple in like that. And again, just a little bit here. So I have a very unconventional approach to my makeup. I kind of get it on. I don't worry about making it perfect as I do it. Because then I have a little trick that I learned from one of the queens that I go back through and I kind of tweak it and clean it up as I go. So what I'm trying to tell you is don't think you have to make it perfect step by step by step. Because there is a lot you can clean up in the end. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to do that again. Dip down a little bit into the crease. You don't want to go too far in to close the eye in. We're going to go down here. And we're going to go just into the crease line. And again, into here a little bit. To the corner of the eye, almost creating that little triangle. Let's get a little bit more. Okay. And then look for a little bit of symmetry. I know this is kind of a mess up here, but again, this is my approach. You know that I do kind of every morning. Very simple, very easy. Okay, so we're going to put that over. And what I like to do is, again, to clean that up there, I will go with just a little bit of a light, soft shimmer. And so I like to stipple in the tip of the brush again. So we go up to this brow bone and kind of blend that out. You can see where we kind of messed up a little bit. We are going to do this and kind of blend in. So you can see that kind of corrected that a little bit. Very easy. Again, we're going to go over to this side and we're going to go back through under the brow very gently, and it kind of cleans it up just a little bit. So you can see, just gives you a little contour in there, and it's kind of coming together. So then I like to go back in and just touch up a little bit right into the crease. Right in there, just to create a little bit more depth. Okay. Go back through. Okay. And then we are going to take our angle brush, and this is a little bit different of an angle brush. You can see like that. You can see it head on. You can see the cross section of the brush. It's basically a round brush that's been cut as a slant. And that area in the lid where it starts to look a little messy and you have like the dark crease and where you want to blend it out a little bit, you just take that a little, the top portion of it is in your light color and the bottom portion of it is in your deeper shadow. And you kind of go back through with the brush at an angle like this, right against. And it creates kind of a flawless blending. You can see it just blends it all together. Okay, there we go. Okay. So then what I like to do, we can see here we need to kind of clean up in the center a little bit. Go back through like that. Go back through. And then what I like to use under my eyes, believe it or not, I don't really like to use a concealer. So I've already used the eye primer. I actually use just a little bit of translucent powder. And this one is Almay's Smart Shade. I am using medium, you can see here. And I really like the Almay because I have very sensitive eyes. I work as a hairdresser, and so sometimes I can get irritated during the day. So right around the eye area, I like to use products that are very gentle. So I go through with just like kind of a fluffy brush like this, almost like probably what a lot of you guys would use for liquid foundation. And then I go back over. I unfortunately have dark circles under my eyes naturally. And I've actually always had that no matter how much sleep I get. It's just kind of like a genetic thing. And because we've put that primer on, this works so nice for me. And as you can see, we put it under here and it just kind of magically cleans things up for me. So go like that, a little bit. This is, it says medium, but it's pretty light. There is one shade that's lighter than this, but I think sometimes that gets a little bit too light, especially around summer. And then you can see I can go back up here and I can kind of clean up that line. Again, you don't have to make all of the contouring perfect. And then what I do, I go back up into the temple area a little bit to kind of clean that out too, so it looks nice and sharp. And we look flawless, boo. See? Big difference. So easy. So easy. Again, just a little powdering. We go like this. And again, if you feel like you get a little bit too messy in the center, you can go back through and do that. So you can see what a big difference that makes. You can see I'm almost out of mine, but this is what it looks like, so you know to look for it in the store. Very simple, very easy, very inexpensive. Love it. The only area that I really spend a lot of money on is my shadows. You know, I think the pigments need to be really quality pigments, so they stay, so you get a nice concentration of color. So, okay, let's go back through so you can see now the big dramatic change. Go through. And I find that when I use a really nice shadow makeup primer and I apply the shadow very gently, I have almost no fallout from the shadow. So I really don't have anything to clean up under my eyes. So let's see here. I go over and I go down the nose just a little bit. Back up into here again to kind of clean that up. Very easy. This is like my morning makeup routine. So I can kind of get this makeup done in really 10 minutes, like lickety split. I'm going to go back through, and then I like to kind of like just play around a little bit. Again, we can see, let's try and get a little bit more depth in here. Go in there a little bit more. Blah, blah, blah. Very easy. Easy, breezy, beautiful. Oh, no, I didn't say it. We can't say that. We can't get into trouble. So, and then I go in with a blush. Okay, so I use, it is Physician's Formula. I like a really soft kind of pinky blush. You know, I have blonde hair, as you can see, blue eyes. So I like this really soft, icy tone, especially for this palette that I did. You know, we're staying with a really nice, cool palette. So this is kind of fun. I think this goes along with it. Okay, you can see. Blend that. And then I'll take my large fluff brush so we don't have too strong of a cheek. And I'll just kind of blend in through the top there a little bit. Okay. Perfect, perfect, darlings. And then what we're going to do is, I never use an eyeliner. I just think it creates too strong of a look. So what I like to do is take a tiny little brush like this. You can see it's almost like a really, really small version of the stipple brush that I use to do my cut crease. So you can see here. And you can see, like, so in proportion to the size of my fingers. And then we're going to go back through and we're going to use that same color, that kind of maroon color. And we're going to work that through. So, and I actually go just right under the lash line and just work that through to create just a soft, smoky tone. Nothing too dramatic. And then I actually go up onto the corner here just to create a little bit of depth above the lash line. So you can see that just gives a little bit of smoke, a little bit of drama, but not too much because it's in the daytime. Okay, we go back through with this. Okay. Do this. And I go about probably 2/3 of the way in, or maybe, shall we say, 4/5. I don't go too far or all the way in, because we don't want to close the eye in too much, and again, for a daytime look. So we do that, and you can see that kind of helps just give us that little bit of an almond shape illusion. Okay, it looks like I got just a little bit heavier on my left eye. So we're going to go back through, do this. Okay. Okay, and I have a little mirror above me that is so much easier to work with. So I am going to apply my mascara. I already did a little bit of a pre-application of my mascara. So, but what I'm going to do is just add to it. Just to make that kind of come alive. There we go. There we go. So you can see, it just makes it pop a little bit. And let's separate that little guy. Perfect. Okay, then we are going to do the bottom lashes. I don't usually do a ton on my bottom lashes, because I don't want them to look like tarantulas, if you know what I mean. So again, with a daytime look, we don't want to get carried away. We don't want too much. Okay, we do that. Okay, super easy, super simple. Okay, I'm looking at the timer on this. 16 minutes. This is nothing. Okay, and I use Colossal Lash by Maybelline. It's one of my favorites. My niece turned me on to it. Okay, and then this is one of my new favorite colors. Gotta love me some Emma Stone. She do the ads for this. It is Revlon, and it is, oh my god, my old eyes are betraying me. It is number 60. Oh girl, I cannot read that. Adorned, I think it's called. It's basically like a hot pink, but it has this really interesting shimmer, and I just love it because it's like a super splash of color, very summery. So here we go. I never use a lip liner. I just don't like, personally for me, that look of a strong, heavy lip. So there we go. Easy breezy. And I hope you like this look. Again, this is my first time doing a YouTube video, so I'm very excited. And please be patient with it. I promise next time I will have a much better camera for you, and I'll see you next time.